Thanks for your time, Paul. So, a brilliant performance today, 2-1 win over Clitheroe. What's your thoughts, mate?
Similar as we spoke about in previous weeks, game of two halves. First half we had the wind. They were the better team, probably playing football wise, but we were winning. We could have been ahead by another goal or two, but they've got into it. They look like they could have went in at half time winning. And then the second half they've had the wins, and we were more defensively resolute and were probably the better team out of possession and ended up getting the win. So yeah, I'll take that every day of the week.
So he scored the early goal and then had, like you say, some spells of possession and some sort of half chances. Were you pleased with the way your side started on the front foot and got the early goal?
Yeah, there was look, I asked for response because of how we played on Tuesday in the cup, and they give me that, and we were aggressive on the front foot. We looked the better team to start with. They looked a bit shell shocked in how quick we was on the front foot, but then they're a good side. You're not going to keep them down for too long, and they started playing in areas where they were hurting us, and then they've got a penalty. Look, I don't know if, I don't think it was at the time. I spoke to the ref, he was in a better position, but I'd like to see the footage again to know whether it was. He said he'd apologise if it was, but they've been gifted that, and that sort of took the wind out of our sails a little bit then. And then we were just lumbering around. We've had another opportunity, and then I thought they've created a few better opportunities where we could have been 2-1 down at half time. But like I say, we've gone in 1-1 and we've regrouped, and then we've come out with a game plan, a better game plan in the second half, and not been aggressive with our press. We've been more, can they break us down, and then set the traps, and which it's worked magnificently.
So before we discuss the winner and the second half in more detail, there was one moment in the first half which we were which we thought, in terms of not having too much to do with making stops as the game progressed on, and obviously with Clitheroe having plenty of possession and growing in the game, when Calvin was called upon to make that point blank save towards the end of the first half. It's an unbelievable stop, isn't it?
It was, and that was right on, I think it was on enough on the half time whistle, maybe a couple of minutes before, and it was a great save because it was a low down header. I don't know if it was Sefton or someone's flicked it round the pole going in, and he's made a great save. But that's what he gives you, isn't it? When he's called upon, he will make them good decisions and make some great saves. And second half, he defended our box very well in what he did. I mean, he's come up against a top striker in Sefton, and he's dealing with aerial balls and he's collecting them, and he's very strong. And like I say, we know how good the keeper Calvin is, we know.
Now, obviously in the second half, finding the winner through, well, not too sure how it came about really, but obviously a ball over the top, I think it was by Danny, to play Elliott in. Looked like there was potential 2 or 3 fouls in the build-up, and then on Elliott, and then it potentially takes a touch off a defender on the way in.
Yeah, look, it was the scruffiest goal I'll ever see, but I wasn't bothered. Elliott was clean through. From the position I was in, he got his heels clipped. He's carried on going because he's an honest lad. He's in on goal. Thought he was just going to pull the trigger and score. He's then cut back. Looks like there's another clip on him, but as he's cut back, one of their players then have carried the ball with the momentum into the net. So, yeah, look, scruffiest goal ever, but the best goal.
I mean, the other thing that we want to say was that it was impressive when we were talking on the commentary, the way that, we know that, Danny's sides are really well set up and defensively, very good as well. Not just going forward with the threat of like John McGrath, Sefton, Domain Rouse and co. But it was impressive the way that we caused the defence plenty of headaches and food for thought today, wasn't it? In terms of Danny was relentless, Elliott Morris we thought was outstanding as well.
It was. Look, Danny's got them playing more football, which is good because that his teams have always played football when he was at Trafford and that. And the first half, that was a problem that we were struggling to deal with of how they played. The 2 centre halves were split, and they had 2 midfielders, and the full-backs were going really high and wide, and it was sort of causing us a problem in how they were playing out, and they were popping it round and breaking the lines and going past us. So that's a trademark of his sides, and once he gets his players in, or what he wants to do and his stamp on it, there will be the top side then, and that will come because he's a top manager. But we were very impressive in how we dealt with that in the second half. We adapted, the players adapted to that, not just myself and my staff. That was down to them as well, though they adapted on the fly, and that was the positive from it, that we've dealt with the game and we've won it in a different way. And I asked that question: could we win games in different ways and without always playing free-flowing football, as they say? We've won it certain ways, so that's good to add things to our bob.
Brilliant, Paul. Well done today, mate. Nice one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.